Hey shrimp people, what's up? Today I'm going to tell you how to become a shrimp breeder, how to become successful in a short amount of time, avoiding mistakes, and the ways that can help you achieve this. So really what it comes down to when you are a new shrimp keeper and you want to be successful is research. You have to put in that time to research, to read, to understand the differences between different species of shrimp, to understand what their water parameter requirements are, what the substrate options are, what RO water is, which shrimp you use RO water for, what do you feed shrimp, how much do you feed them, how do babies survive, and how can you increase survival. There are so many different things to know, and for somebody to say that shrimp keeping is easy or basic, I really disagree with that. I think it is if you do all the things right, and maybe have a little bit of luck on your side while you're at it. But for me, the optimal success, the most success you'll have, is when you're really doing things right. And by researching means that you're preparing, and by preparing you're going to avoid a lot of the rookie and newbie mistakes that are made when people just jump right in without preparing or reading. So like, where do you find all this information? Where can you get this info? How do you know what is good info? I would say the most relevant and up-to-date info that you're going to get on shrimp keeping is going to be by being a member of a Facebook group. Now, Facebook group like USA Shrimp and Plants, a Facebook group like Aquarium Shrimp Keeping, or like my new group called Shrimp Tanks Canada. The first two groups have over 15,000 members in each group. So, I mean, there are so many advanced keepers that have been in the hobby for years, who've had large amounts of success, and who answer questions. And so if you are there, you can learn by scrolling through the daily posts, learning through questions that other people ask, reading the answers, and of course by asking your own questions. Asking questions is a really important part of this hobby, and you can't be afraid to look dumb or feel stupid by asking. I've asked so many questions, and it has helped me tremendously by doing so. A lot of times there will be people in these groups that are sort of, I wouldn't like, sort of experts, I'd say. So people who've been in the hobby for a long time, who breed a lot of shrimp and understand what it takes to breed different types of shrimp. So once you kind of figure out who's giving the good advice, that's kind of like you shadow that person, or even reach out to them and ask them a question if you can't find the answer on your own. I mean, I sort of had my own mentors along the way, and I use that term loosely because I didn't bother them, I didn't overwhelm them with questions, but when I couldn't figure something out on my own and I could not find that information anywhere, those people were more than gracious enough to help me and give me answers to questions. And that really helps out people in the shrimp hobby. So asking those questions and then getting answers is a definite smart move to get you really fast forward, speeding through the learning. When you're asking questions, it's important to actually take the advice. It's very surprising how many beginners, for example, do not take advice. They'll ask the question, and then for some reason they think that they may have a better answer for it or a better solution, when really taking the advice is going to save you time and is often the best way to go. I myself have not taken advice. I know many people who ask me for advice who don't take my advice, and the people who take the advice are usually the people who progress more quickly and learn faster, and kind of save themselves the grief of making mistakes, killing shrimp, you know, all that stuff that's horrible and that nobody wants to experience. A big part of shrimp keeping is investing in all of the right supplies. This is not a cheap hobby. I mean, for Caridina shrimp, definitely not cheap. Neocaridina shrimp, you can get by with using a lot of simple things like inert substrate, tap water if your tap water is appropriate. But for Caridina shrimp in particular, you need to invest in all the right supplies, especially when it comes to RO water. You need a RO unit, you need remineralizer, you need buffering substrate. And then of course, for both types of shrimp or any type of shrimp, you need test kits to test your water while it's cycling. So ammonia, nitrites, and nitrate. And then of course, to test your parameters, which is TDS, GH, KH, pH, and TDS. Did I say TDS? I don't know. But those are things that you have to test to make sure they're on point with the species of shrimp you are going to get and are keeping. Being really far off of the parameters can really affect your shrimp's livelihood. They won't thrive or they won't breed. So it's important to kind of really hit that target range. And I don't mean a wide target range, but it's a whole other topic. Just getting that advice and really creating the ideal environment for your shrimp. You really want to start with good, healthy, young stock. With any type of shrimp, you don't want giant full-size adults. That, for me, is a preference, and I think a lot of experienced hobbyists will tell you the same thing. So buy quality stock that isn't old, that's young, and also that's healthy. So homebred is always best from a reliable source who is going to send you nice young shrimp and has a good reputation. So not just anybody. Just because somebody says they have homebred healthy shrimp doesn't mean it's true. So kind of ask around and figure out who's who and who has what you're looking for. Last one is just like have patience. This hobby requires patience. If you're not a patient person, well, either you're going to fail or you're going to become patient. And I did the second. I became patient because when I wasn't patient, that's when I killed shrimp. That's when I didn't wait long enough for the tank to cycle. That's when I did things without researching properly. So you really, really need to be patient, and honestly, the patience pays off tenfold. You will be more than happy with your results if you have patience. So do your research, ask questions, take good advice, possibly find somebody that will mentor you or answer questions that you have that you need clarification on, and you are ready to rock. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I hope this helps some of you guys out there who are really interested in breeding shrimp and becoming successful.